Bills Breakdown is the fastest growing Bills channel on YouTube, covering the Buffalo Bills each and every day. And Bills Mafia, we need your help. If you want more content from Chat Sports, we got to have more subscribers. The most subs we've picked up on a single video so far on the channel is 207. Not bad, but I believe we can do better than that today. Let's go for 230 subscribers and set a sub record for the latest happenings in your Buffalo Bills all offseason long. Subscribe to the channel for free, youtube.com/Bills News, and we'll get started with today's show. The first week of NFL free agency is in the books, and on this edition of Bills Breakdown, we're going to go over our grades for every single player that has signed so far and give you our overall grade for the Buffalo Bills coming up in just a bit. Let's get started with the biggest addition to the Buffalo Bills roster this year. That is Joey Bosa coming over from the Los Angeles Chargers on a one-year, $12.6 million deal. I got to go with an A for this one on Bosa. Bosa's a fantastic player. He's not that old, and you get him away from an AFC contender in the LA Chargers, better your defense that needed some more help. I love this move for the Buffalo Bills to bring in Bosa. Speaking of the Chargers, another former Charger making his way to Buffalo. That is wideout Joshua Palmer, 3 years, $36 million. Palmer has showed flashes, but I'm going to go with a B+ on this grade because I think it's a big commitment, going 3 years for a player that's looked really good at times and then other times not so great. Kind of just fades in and out. And I don't know what version you're going to get from Joshua Palmer for 3 years, but you didn't spend a ton of money, though, just $36 million. I can live with that. I'll go B+. Larry Ogunjobi signs with the Buffalo Bills on a one-year, $8.3 million deal. And I got to say, I'm a fan of Larry O. I think this is an A signing. 8.3 is very reasonable for Buffalo to bring him in, and I think that you're going to be able to get him to perform at a pretty high level as well with this Buffalo Bills defense, and he fills a big need that you were looking for at the position as well. I'll go with an A there for Larry O. How would you grade the Bills' free agency moves? I got my overall grade coming up in just a moment at the end of the show. But want to hear from you guys. Give me your grade, A, B, C, D, or F. It's our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in and let us know what you think. Next up, we are going to go to Michael Hoecht, the edge rusher coming over from the Los Angeles Rams. Another Ram, 3 years, $24 million. Very good pass rusher. I'm giving him and this signing an A. As the Bills, we talked about it, they were looking for pass rush help, and I think that they accomplished that, bringing him and Bosa and Ogunjobi over. To me, I think that it's a good fit for what Buffalo is looking to do and a good commitment there on that front. Darrynton Evans, the running back, agrees to a one-year, $1.21 million deal. And I'll give this one an A. As I look at it, you're not breaking the bank for this signing. Just a one-year, $1.21 million deal. You can take guys on like this, and even if he doesn't make the roster for whatever reason, it's not going to kill you. Even if he gets hurt, whatever it may be, you can live with $1.21 million there. Darrick Forrest comes over at the safety position on a one-year, $1.33 million deal. And similar to what we talked about with Evans here, same thing. Not a ton of money, just a one-year deal. That is something I can also live with, and I'll give that an A as well for Buffalo to make that signing there. Let's shift gears now and go to the offensive guard position. And this is where we find Kendrick Green getting signed to a one-year deal. At the time of this recording, we're still waiting on details of how much money it is. I'm not expecting it to be a ton of money, and so I'm going to go with a B+ for now. I can't give it an A if I don't know all the information yet, but you were looking for help on the offensive line. Green should be a good fit there. Laviska Shenault Jr., former Seattle Seahawk wide receiver and also a return specialist, signs on a one-year, $1.82 million deal. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of Shenault. Saw him up close in Seattle, and He really couldn't find his footing in Seattle's passing game. They couldn't really find a role for him. And the return game, he's had his moments here and there, but it would not surprise me if he didn't end up making the team, just based on the fact that he's had his struggles in his career. I'll go C minus for the grade there. Ty Johnson agrees to a 2-year, $5 million deal. I think Ty Johnson's a sneaky good player that's underrated, I would say, that doesn't get enough credit where credit's due. I'll go with this 2-year, $5 million deal in A. I think it's a great fit, and you're excited to have him back. And I think a lot of teams would love to have Ty Johnson on their team. Reggie Gillum at the fullback spot gets a 1-year, $2 million deal. This one, I'm going to go with an A on Reggie Gillum. Another guy that I think that you add to this arsenal, you're spending in your backfield on keeping guys but not breaking the bank. And I love the fullback position. I know a lot of teams have gotten away from the fullback spot, but I like the commitment here from McDermott and company to be physical and use that backfield to their advantage with guys like Gillum there. I'll go A. Reed Ferguson at the long snapper position, 4 years, $6.5 million. And I know that it's kind of hard to grade a long snapper, but I just think 4 years is a long commitment for a long snapper at this juncture. $6.5 million. I would have liked to seen that contract be a little shorter, so I'm going to go with a B on that signing there with Reed Ferguson with 4 years. That just seems like a lot for me, a lot of time there on that front. Damar Hamlin on a 1-year, $2 million deal. Damar Hamlin had a much improved season in 2024 after the year prior. He was struggling to get on the football field, and he was an impact player for this Bills defense. I'm going to go with an A here to keep Damar Hamlin around and to pay him a cheap cost, whether he starts or not in 2025. I mean, you're not sweating paying him $2 million. I think you're excited to have him back, and the Bills obviously like him and want him to stay around. I think that's a good deal for the Buffalo Bills there to have him on that front. What was your favorite Bills free agency signing? If you had to pick one, who would it be and why? Give me a name in the comment section that comes to mind of all these signings here. Weigh in and let us know. Dane Jackson on a 1-year, $1.6 million deal. He is back, a cheap corner option, and you're starting to see a theme when we look at all these free agent signings that the Bills, we knew didn't have a ton of money going in, but they found ways to make it work, signing these cheap contracts. You can't complain about Dane Jackson getting a 1-year, $1.6 million deal. I'll go an A on this one, locking him down long term. Now, probably the most exciting signing for Buffalo Bills fans was the extension that Josh Allen got. 6 years, $330 million. And you lock up your franchise quarterback, one of the best in the league, coming off an MVP campaign, still very young. He's not going anywhere. I'm going to go with an A, but I'll say this. I wish this contract was longer. Maybe Josh Allen didn't want to go longer than 6 years because he would like to keep up with the numbers and keep getting paid and all that. But you look at the Mahomes contract, how well that's worked out for the Kansas City Chiefs, giving him that 10-year deal. And now, several years later, it's at a discount compared to the rest of the market, how things have gone there. I would have liked to see things go longer, but 6 years is still a long time at that front. I'll go A on Josh Allen there. Greg Rousseau is back, and he has been fantastic. He has been such a menace for these opposing offenses. 4 years, $80 million, and now you're starting to have some serious pass rushers, and you lock up Rousseau, who's in his prime for a long time. I'm going to go with an A for this grade there to keep him in town. I think it's a great fit for this Buffalo Bills team there. Khalil Shakir, 4 years, $60.2 million, a breakout season for him in 2024. Became one of the key pieces of this Buffalo Bills offense. And 4 years, $60 million. If he were to have another good season like he did last year, then if we had this discussion next year, for example, that price tag would be much higher. I think you did a good job of taking care of this now when you did. I'll go with an A on Shakir to lock him up on that front. And then the last name on our list is Terrell Bernard at the linebacker position. Bernard, very good football player, and well-liked, well-respected, very good leader, 4 years, $50 million. And we've seen the linebacker market got a little pricey, but you didn't want Bernard to be going anywhere else. You wanted to keep him here, and you wanted to have that locked down. I think that makes sense. I'll go an A there. I'll give you my overall grade in just a moment, but what do you guys think? How would you grade the Bills' free agency moves? Weigh in the comment section A, B, C, D, or F, and let us know. We gave out a lot of A's. There wasn't any signings that I absolutely hated and destroyed. Maybe didn't like the Shenault signing, but that's a minor thing in the grand scheme of things and all this. I got to go with an A, and considering the circumstances that there just wasn't a ton to work with, financially speaking, and to sign 17 players here, a job well done by the Bills front office. For continuing Bills coverage, elite free agency videos, you got to be subscribed to the channel. Let's get 200-plus subs off today's video. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here on Bills Breakdown.